Hey guys, Fazzy back here, and in today's video we have our first look at the gameplay deep dive for NHL 26. I have not seen this just yet. I have seen a few select pieces of information online of what people have been saying about this trailer. I've seen a lot of positive things, so I'm very interested to see what is coming our way here in just a matter of weeks. It's crazy, we're like 3 weeks away from NHL 26 already. But with that being said, let's just go and jump into this trailer right away and see what new features are on the way. Very curious to see a little bit more on this NHL Edge data stuff. They've been hyping that up quite a bit, so
welcome to the NHL 26 gameplay deep dive. I have always loved Chell, so I am beyond stoked to introduce what's new in-game this year.
Oh wow, nice big two-pad stack save there. I think that's a new animation.
Ice Cube
2.0,
which is now powered by
NHL Edge. Let's see what this is all about.
Incorporation makes your favorite superstars think, move, and play more like themselves. To take us through the
If
details,
true, that is huge.
Off to Mike Englehart and David Pritchett.
Thanks, Greg. This year, we're building on Ice Cube's defining vision of true hockey intelligence by incorporating the data-driven innovation of NHL Edge, which powers how superstars play in NHL 26. The NHL trove of
putting
NHL
tags in players' jerseys, who would have thought that was possible like 20 years ago or so?
We reviewed Ovi's historic trends and performance data.
Okay, so Ovi has his tendency to go to his one-timer spot again. Great.
And AI Obi,
I wonder how in-depth this is going to go for like an average third or fourth line player too. Like obviously the stars are going to feel hopefully more like themselves, but like how far does that go?
Attributes are one of the main pillars of how IceCube 2.0 incorporates NHL Edge data into the game. It's used to inform key player attributes like skating acceleration.
Okay, here we go. This is the information I want. Skating acceleration, speed boosts,
and wrist
shot powers,
giving in-game superstars true-to-life differentiation.
Is that it?
So when you play with or against Connor McDavid, his acceleration.
Okay, so McDavid's really gonna feel like he is that quick, hopefully now.
A difference you really feel.
Again, I think they've been saying that for a few years too, ever since the addition of wheels. But
is their individual tendencies on the ice, highlighting their signature moves,
okay.
like Draisaitl taking sharp angle shots on goal, and McKinnon's.
Yeah, I just want to know how far they're going with this, like for the average player.
So far, we have 22 unique tendencies.
Again, they have the data for everyone apparently, so
impacts that have been crafted to make those in-game.
I wonder how that's gonna really feel in game. It's interesting though.
One of the big components of IceCube
presentation, okay, a lot of people want to see what's coming this year for presentation. Let's see if there's anything big.
With new animations and visualized breakdowns. Expanded replay.
So I guess these are maybe some of the new graphics here on the side. I actually like the kind of refresh look. The NHL 20 look had just gotten so tired by this point, just like the graphic design wise. Oh, the face-offs, they show nice new stat matchup. That looks pretty good. More replays too, okay, that's good. I saw that floated around online that they're going to at least be more strategic with that where it makes more sense, which is good. Hopefully new like camera angles and stuff too. Goalie crease control system.
Close range saves.
Ooh, that's a new animation, I think.
AI positioning that gives goalies increased control.
With goalies, it just, I'm gonna believe it when I see it still. I don't know. They say it literally every year.
As the action moved on around them. Now, real-time reactions
flopping around like a fish. NHL 25.
Changes in puck direction with split
I have a feeling that's still gonna be a thing to some degree.
Excitement to high-pressure moments. And if one slips past
but
new goal
yeah, that looked like a bit of a weak goal. Okay, interesting. Some new reactions to those goals going in. I think there was some already, but good to see that expanded.
Players have been waiting for.
Yeah, definitely some new animations there for sure. Definitely freshens up kind of how goaltending looks. Oh, okay, so here's the X Factor stuff. So if you did play any of the betas, you will have already kind of seen this from those playtests. It's now into 3 different tiers. I like that you can actually see the stats on what each X Factor does. Before it was just a little bit more generic. Now at least there's percentages tied to it, which is nice. I think what, there's 28 new ones? I'm sure that a lot of them will be pretty close to some of the old ones, just with a few getting reworked. Rocket there.
X Factors are now a formidable on-ice weapon.
That one-handed
makes
backhand
superstars truly
looks
feel
really
like
cool.
superstars.
As you can see, incredible updates to Chell this year.
Interesting. So is that going to be it here for this trailer? It looks like it is.
Feel that superstar impact yourself.
Okay.
26 is available.
Interesting.
Now.
There is our first look at the gameplay deep dive. Honestly, not bad. Some pretty good changes there. So let's go to some of their socials. Let's go to the website. Let's see if we can pull any more information here that may have not been included in the deep dive. So starting out with the X Twitter post, is there anything new? Okay, there is. Okay, so they finally fixed the LT speed glitch. That is nice. That's been in the game, what, forever now? The hip checks, where you would just absolutely destroy anyone on the forecheck by just turning into them. Nice to see that's fixed for those online players, and then it just goes down to gameplay deep dive in an hour. So not too much here on the social account, but some interesting pieces of information. Let's go to the website. Let's see if there's anything in the blog post here of note. So gameplay blog post, where is that? I was looking at it a little bit earlier. There it is. Is there anything new? So obviously the three main components: goalie crease control system, the new X Factors, and NHL Edge tracking data, everything that we saw in that trailer just moments ago. So 80 new save animations. You definitely did see quite a bit of that in the trailer. They look good. In tandem with what we've already had, I think that's actually not bad. Hopefully it kind of freshens up the feel of goaltending a little bit. You see the same saves over and over and over again. It does get tiresome pretty quickly, especially year after year after year. So it's good to see. Position awareness, save logic. Again, I think you saw that throughout the trailer as well. For the most part, goalies putting themselves in better positions, which is, again, what you want to see more. Real-time responsiveness. Oh, and the smarter AI-based goalie type. So this is interesting. Smaller goalies, like a guy like UC Saros, are going to be a little bit more aggressive. They're going to try and come out, cut those angles down, as it's mentioned there. Where guys that are taller, like Darcy Kemper, going to maybe stay a little bit further back in their crease. Just kind of depends, again, on the situation. But it is good to see goalies playing as they would a little bit more, like having that closer to real life. Anything that gets the players to play more like their real life counters is good with me. Motion in the game, so that's basically after they get scored on, they'll react to it. The revamp of the X Factor. So 28 new abilities. Obviously you have the 3 tiers, you have the percentages. The only thing with X Factors for me, which I'm not the biggest fan of, is it just kind of feels like, oh, we're rebranding X Factors. Look at all the work we put in, where we really spent the time in NHL 22 doing that. So it's kind of like a big feature to them in their eyes, where they were in the game. I know they're obviously improving upon it. They're fixing ones that obviously weren't as effective. I don't know. I'm not 100% sold on the rework right now. Again, it's good that they're doing it, but to have it as a big feature, you know, a big selling point, I'm a little bit still on the fence with that. Goes on to just describe some of the tiers. Obviously you have the Elite, you have the All-Star and Specialist, I believe they're called now. It's not just Zone ability and Superstar ability, which, you know, it does have a new impact on the game for sure. Okay, so NHL Edge data. Is there anything else here that wasn't really mentioned in the deep dive itself? Because this is, again, the part that's going to impact myself at least the most when it comes to editing rosters, trying to get things as they should be. So what does NHL Edge track? Skating, acceleration, top speed, shot location, velocity, save percentage by zone, heat maps of player movement, puck possession. So it sounds like it's going to be the shot and the speed. I wonder if, like, stuff like face-offs is easy to track. I'm guessing they're going to maybe use real-life data for that too. It's not mentioned here. And same like body checking. Like, if a guy's putting up a ton of hits, give him that higher rating. And I know they even said players like Trouba are going to, you know, have more open ice hits, so they're going to obviously implement it there somehow. But it's not mentioned directly under the NHL Edge tracking, which is interesting. So for the most part, it's going to be basically your skating and your shot. So if those are stats, I don't have to touch it all. If they're looking good just in the base roster with the official NHL Edge data, hey, that's great. I can work around that for sure. I wonder how that's going to work with players that are like a super high overall. If they don't have a great shot, but they need to have the overall up there, are those stats going to be boosted at all? Because to get players to certain overall ratings, sometimes you have to do that, especially depending on the player type. They made that change last year. Like, it says kind of what they're doing, but not how they're doing it still. There's not an official guide of, what rating equals, how fast someone is skating. So it's still a little bit ambiguous there, but it is what it is. Attributes, so McDavid, Matthews, Makar, just showing how they're playing. Tendencies, so again, like Ovi going to his one-timer spot, we saw that. Trouba, there it is, going for those open ice hits. I just want to know, how far does this go? Are they going to have the tendencies of where, I don't even know, what, Alex Killorn? Are they going to know where he goes, like an average third-line player in the NHL? Well, maybe. I would assume so if they have the data for everyone. Like, you would think they would do that, but they are kind of just highlighting the top star players, which again is good. Like, having those top players play like they should. But I wonder if, when it comes to those zones where players are going, is that going to be for everyone or just those top end guys? And then going back to presentation here, I think this is the last part of the blog post. And, it's a nice little refresh. Like I said, we've had the same generic kind of graphics since I think NHL 20 is when they redid them all. And it's just desperately needed to be redone. Hopefully we can see some new intros and stuff too. It's not mentioned here, so I wouldn't get my hopes up. But you never know. And obviously the tunnel walkouts and stuff, I know that's only for select teams, unfortunately, and I think it's only Be a Pro. I don't know for sure if that's been confirmed yet, but I know a lot of people want to see that as well. So hopefully we'll get surprised here with presentation. And then community feedback, the LT, hip checks, this is all stuff we just saw. Okay, so that is everything here on the blog post. That was everything from the deep dive. Some good changes for sure. I think the last place we should maybe go check is the forums. I've been on and off there all day. There hasn't been anything too crazy, but we'll do a quick refresh. And no, yeah, that was the last conversation I saw about half an hour ago. So unfortunately, nothing new on the EA forums. Okay, so there you go. There is your NHL 26 gameplay deep dive. So face value, looks really good, I gotta say. There's nothing here that I would complain about saying that is overall bad. Like, obviously last year they had the green one-timers and stuff like that. They've added all these arcadey elements in the past. There's nothing here that's bringing up red flags that really concerns me, stuff like that. So that is good at least. I like the addition of the NHL Edge data. I like that it's tied to stuff like skating, shot power, stuff that should be pretty easy for them to pull with all their resources and everything that they have. So stuff like that is good to see. But I think a lot of it's just going to be, we have to get our hands on the game. We can't really say much until we are playing the game ourselves and see how it plays. So I don't know. That's just me. I think it looks pretty good overall. But definitely let me know, what do you guys think of all these changes in the comments down below? I am far from the expert when it comes to gameplay, so definitely curious to see what the community has to say. But overall, I think that's going to do it for all the news here today. I will see you all in the next video.